Unlike the previous forms of feedback, the RCI, the ETR, and treatment response trajectories, the SPI is dynamic. It takes into account the impact of the work that occurred prior to the present visit, and it provides a specific numerical prediction of the individual client's likelihood of success. This particular statistical measure became possible only after the accumulation of massive amounts of data. Now, I want you to be prepared because this figure can be surprising at first, especially if you've gotten used to looking at the treatment response trajectories, that green, yellow, and red zone. Remember, that green line is the minimum amount of change, but it may not be the optimal amount of change that a client could be making were the treatment tweaked in some way. What is a useful way to conceptualize the SPI? Well, think of the treatment response trajectory, the green, yellow, and red zones, as the, say, boundary or border of the country. You are still generally in the country as long as you're in the green zone. The SPI is more like a road sign or a GPS signal saying, if you follow this particular route, it is the most optimal route to success by the end of care. The idea of a border and road signs, or GPS, is exactly how I've been describing the SPI to my own clients. And so if, similar to the example you see here, your treatment response trajectory signal is green, but your SPI is red, it still means that the client is making acceptable levels of progress. They are in the country, in other words, but maybe a small tweak of some kind or another would optimize the route. And so here's today's fit tip. What should you do when the treatment response trajectory signal is in the green, as in this example here, but your SPI is in the red? And the answer is look together with the client at the graph. Dive into the details. Remember, the SPI is calculated by looking at the pattern of results on the ORS and the SRS over time. What might you ask about? Particular items on either of the two measures, or increases or decreases on one measure or the other, or both, all with an eye towards providing a better fit between what you are offering the client and what might help them a bit more in the work that you're doing on a weekly basis.